Hey, what's up guys, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Alison. So for today's video, I'll be doing my 2021 best of makeup of the year, and this is basically an item that I only used during the year of 2021, and you might see some duplicate item that I already talked about in 2020 just because I've been really loving them and it has become my holy grail, so that's why I've been continuous wearing them. So basically these are the staple items that I would bring it with me when I'm traveling, because when you're traveling you want to make sure your makeup is stay put on throughout the day, that it works best for your skin type and your skin situation. So this would be the item that I would travel along with me. So I was debating, should I do this type of video because it was kind of late. It's already in February, and by the time I put this up it might be already in March, but I still want to put it up for you guys because I know my channel, I do a lot of foundation, beauty related content, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are here for the items that I recommend and what becomes my staple items, since I review a lot of beauty items on my channel. So what end up in my makeup bag in the 2021. So if you guys are interested what are the items that has been the best of the year in 2021, then let's keep on watching. So first I want to go in with the step-by-step of the item, how I usually apply on my face. So I will go in with the primer first, foundation, and then my setting lotion powder and all the stuff. So primer this year I'll be using only these three primer most of the time. So first one is Sisly. It's quite expensive. It's $100 a bottle, and I purchased it quite a while, so I want to finish it up before it expire or turns bad. So you guys can see this is what it looks like. It looks like a serum. So it doesn't say a primer on top, but a lot of people use it as a primer, and you guys can see a lot of review out there. This is like the most expensive primer, but is it worth the price? I would say right now it is not like the primer that I needed in my life, but at the same time it's nice to have it. So if you guys have the budget to spend, I would just say you can go ahead and try it. But if you guys don't, there's something else for you in this review. But again, this primer, it feels really moisturizing. So I normally use this in the winter time because it's like serum and it just sink into my skin very nicely, and at the same time once it's dry it gives it a little of the tacky finish. That is why it's good for a primer. So I do recommend it if you guys have the budget to spend, but if you guys don't, you don't have to purchase it because there is a lot of primer out there that it works a little better and it's the same. I would say this would be similar to the most similar item that I can think of is the Too Faced. So you guys can see this is the sample size of the Too Faced coconut primer, and this is quite nice to use during the winter time for my oily skin type because it is really soft and it's milky finish and it just sink into your skin, and afterwards it also gives you the tackiness finish. So right now I can only think of this would be a similar item to the Sisly one that I've tried in my collection. So the third item that I want to mention here for the primer is Rare Beauty, and you guys already see my review on my channel. I probably talk about it several times, and you guys can see this is the primer that is good for winter time because you guys will see it looks like a very radiant highlighter, but when it blends it out, it just gives you that healthy looking skin. And I like to use this during like the fall, just because again I do have oily skin, so this would be something that is nice to use if you guys have like a dull skin and it looks like you didn't drink water, your face wasn't hydrated enough. I feel like this would be the good primer to use underneath your foundation. All right, moving on to the last primer that I've used, and this is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I have used up the smaller size and it's in my empties video, you guys gonna see it. So this is the primer that I use a lot during the summertime, and I got another smaller sample size from Sephora Point. So this would be the primer that I use all the time in summer, just because in summertime I have very oily skin. I need something that it stays in put to hold my makeup all day. It's just kind of grip your foundation in place so that it doesn't move around. So I think this would be the best perfect summertime primer. At the same time, I saw someone has this same bottle and it turns kind of black color. So make sure to use it as soon as possible once you purchase, once you open it up, just because I feel like it does not look good after it's sitting for a while. So this would be the 3 primer that I've been loving this year in 2021. And now let's move on to the exciting stuff and foundation. I know a lot of you guys are here for the foundation because I am very picky with foundation and concealer, my base, because I don't have a good skin type to start with. So first off, I'm going to talk about the first foundation that I have been loving a lot. And this has been my staple foundation because a lot of my friends ask me, what foundation is your holy grail foundation? Because I have tried a lot of foundation and I'm quite picky about it. And I always told them the foundation that I've been loving is a drugstore, so it's not in Sephora store, so I couldn't recommend it while we are shopping together. So this is a drugstore foundation. I bring it along with me during the summertime, wintertime, and also when I'm traveling. This is like the only foundation that I always bring with me. I know it's a bottle finish, it's not like easy to travel with, but again, I make sure I put it in a Ziploc bag so in case it explodes, it's still good and it's still in the Ziploc bag. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hours Fresh Wear Foundation, and it has a 25 SPF on top of it. So first off, this is very affordable foundation. And second of all, it doesn't look weird with dry skin. And also it looks very nice on my skin. It doesn't look like I have a cakey foundation on top, even though I have a dry skin day. And even with my oily skin, I just needed to set it with a lucidant powder. It will stay in place. It looks the most natural kind of foundation look on my face in a way, but still gives me the coverage, and also it's very affordable. So the shade that I'm using right now in my winter shade is 430. This is like a neutral tone for me during the winter time. 430 is my shade again. Holy grail, must get it. Very affordable, and when I love a foundation, I have it in my summer shade and my winter shade. So you guys know this has been my holy grail foundation, and I also mentioned this in my last year video. So this is like a continuous love of the foundation that I've been loving. And another foundation I also review it on my channel. So this is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream Color Correcting Full Coverage Natural Finish foundation. And what I like about this, first off, again, it has an SPF of 30. Second, it has a niacinamide. So if you guys don't know what niacinamide it does to your skin, it helps to reduce the inflammation on your skin and a good overall looking healthy skin, because it just smooths out your skin in a way, look more healthy looking, and also brighten out your skin and minimize your skin texture. So normally if you guys have like my skin type, I do break out once in a while, not once in a while, every day I would say, and I do get inflammation and I do get like the dull skin texture. So niacinamide, it really helps to brighten out my skin, and I use that usually during the morning time. So if I'm using this foundation that day, I don't have to put on my niacinamide in my skincare routine, so just kind of skip a step for me, and I can just reduce one layer of a skincare routine and put on the foundation and I'll be good to go. So this Camo CC cream, I also reviewed it on my channel. You guys can click the link up here. I have been loving it because, again, drugstore price, very affordable, gives me the full coverage finish, and it just makes my skin look tighter in a way, and it looks like I have a better skin looking. It just tied up my pores in the center side of my face. So I've been really loving this foundation during the summertime because it's more of a matte finish. And just for your reference, I'm using in the shade Light 240W. If you guys are wondering what other foundation shade that I'm using, I will leave it in the description bar below. So usually with my summer foundation, it tends to be more of a matte finish because I have oily skin. So you guys will see e.l.f. This is e.l.f. foundation. It's a little bit more grippy just because it's more of a matte finish, and this is also my summer shade. And then moving on, another foundation that I also have been loving it, and normally because I do a lot of foundation review and you guys know I don't use only one bottle of foundation. I will use a foundation depends on my skin situation and what I'm looking for the finish to depend on which foundation I pick for the day. So if you guys see a foundation bottle, it looks like this, which means it has been a really good love foundation. So this is a Clinique, even better, Clinical Foundation, Serum Foundation. It has the SPF of 25. So I really like the shape of the foundation. It's really cute. It's like an 8 shape, and also it has a very clean knit finish, very clean medical looking kind of bottle finish. But what it really gets me is the foundation consistency and how it works throughout the day. So with this foundation, also you guys can check it out. I've been raving about it on my foundation review. You guys can check the link up here. So again, this is a foundation I've been loving in the fall and summertime, and it looks really natural finish. Again, this also gives me the tightened finish on my center of the face. It just gives me a better looking skin finish. So again, you guys can check out the video to see more details about it. And the next foundation that I also reviewed last year or 2 years ago, this is the RSA Foundation. I have been really loving it. So this foundation, it's really nice, full coverage looking, but I would say I'll only use it during the winter time just because foundation that's for more of a combo and to dry skin. But with dry skin, again, I feel like you might have to prep your skin with serum or moisturizer before you apply this because it's quite of a full coverage foundation. So here you guys will see this is what the foundation looks like. It's quite of a full coverage. So again, if you guys are looking for full coverage and skin-like foundation, you guys can go ahead and check out their RSA Foundation. This is a very good full coverage foundation during the winter time. Next step, this is quite of an expensive foundation that I've been using this year, and because I have one in the summer shade and I have one in the winter shade, and I don't want them to go expire, that is why I'm using it in a lot this year. So again, this is a Dior AirFlash Spray Foundation. This foundation, you have to shake it up, and the way I like to use it is to spray it on my sponge to use it. So, and I do get scared with this spray foundation because I don't want to get it everywhere in my house. You guys can see this is the foundation looks like. I would say with spray foundation, I feel like in a way there is some alcohol contained in it. But again, I remember Jeffree Star have been loving this foundation, and Manny, she has been loving this foundation as well. So back in the days, that's why I purchased this foundation, just because I heard a lot of good makeup YouTuber have been using this. So again, this is more of a luxury foundation, and if you guys are looking for a spray foundation, it gives you more of a natural finish. It dries down quick. This will be the foundation, because with spray foundation, they normally dries down very quick on the skin, but they gives you the most nice full coverage on the skin. So if you guys are looking for those, you guys can try out the spray foundation from Dior. Okay, now moving on to another foundation that I've been loving, but I don't use it a lot just because it's a full coverage foundation. So this is the Kat Von D Good Apple Foundation Balm, and as you guys can see, the consistency is quite solid, which means it gives you a lot of coverage. And I usually like to dip my sponge in it to get the coverage. You guys can see I have a little red dot up here, and when I put this foundation on, it just covers it up right away, and it's buildable. So this foundation, I normally use it on special occasion. I need that full coverage, then I'll be using this foundation, and it has been really of a hype foundation on TikTok, and it got out of stock constantly. So this is the Good Apple Foundation. If you guys are looking for covering your tattoo, covering up your blemishes, you guys can try this out. I have this in the shade Light 12. So this would be a really nice full coverage foundation that you guys are looking for. But again, be mindful, a little goes a long way. Don't put way too much of product, because everyone has been there and it looks quite kicky. So last but not least, this is a foundation that I have been bringing it along with me when I'm out the door and I need something to touch up. If I remember to bring it with me, put it into my purse, this would be the powder foundation that I go with. So this is the powder foundation from, again, Infallible 24 Hours Wear Fresh Wear Foundation. I believe these are in the same line, but they just make it into the powder form. And what I like about this is very soft finish, and I also reviewed this foundation is water resistant, I believe. Yes, it's full matte coverage, waterproof, and I did pour water over my face to see if it really does the job, and it does. You guys can check out the review again in the up corner. So this is a foundation that you can wear in your summer pool party, boat party event because it's water resistant. I've tried it out and poured water on my face and it just dripped down right away with the water, and my foundation is still stay on my skin. And I did change up my sponge, my personal sponge, so it doesn't come with the same sponge in here, but it does have a sponge that it comes with. It has a mirror on the other side. So this would be the foundation that I bring it along with me during the summertime or during the touch up because it's really nice, full coverage, not cakey at all, and it does have the waterproof effect. So I have this in the shade 120 Vanilla, and I believe this is the shade that I use during the summertime.